Its calling card is the biggest little city in the world, and Reno is a haven of fun in the sun amid the Sierra Nevada mountains. Virtually every indoor and outdoor activity can be enjoyed here, especially games of chance. Those casino amusements can offer great rewards, and Reno has also attracted the cream of the desert racing crop to a big bucks bonanza at the El Dorado Fireworks 500. Impressive paychecks and bonuses just part of the pot of gold waiting at the end of the Reno Rainbow. The buzz in Reno this week is all about desert racing. And thanks to the El Dorado and the Silver Legacy hotels, resorts, and casinos, a week-long 4th of July celebration is about to hit its peak. Because just minutes east of downtown lies the newly developed Tahoe Reno Motorplex, where the High Desert Racing Association is about to hold its third event of the 2012 season, the El Dorado Fireworks 500. Welcome to Fox Sports Net. Bill Weber, along with Ivan the Ironman Stewart, George Antel, in the pits for us this afternoon. Qualifying was held here on a short course on Thursday, Ivan.
Well, what a great place to race. Look at the variety we've got. Lots of rocks, we got silt, we got everything for it.
Brandon Arthur, the fastest qualifier in his class. Here's Rick Hare, the fastest qualifier in Class 8. Shorter course, quicker times, more action for the fans to see and qualify.
It's just another thing HDRA is doing for the fans, Bill. When you got private property, you can do these cool things like they're doing here.
Now, they've worked very hard on getting this course in race condition, but these guys are going to face all kinds of challenges, not only in qualifying, but especially when they drop the green flag.
Well, let me tell you about it. You're going to have everything in the book here.
Gary Dixon, the fastest qualifier in Class 7. This course basically is built so the spectators can see all the trucks in qualifying, but not a true test of what you're going to see later.
No, there's going to be some great stuff later on, let me tell you about it. This is just up on a plateau, just for spectators mainly.
And the spectators really turned out for this, too, didn't they?
Oh, they really did. They loved it. Where else can you go? You can see the layout in this valley. It's a spectacular place to off-road race.
Mike Mitchell, the fastest qualifier in Class 1. He's a truck to watch throughout this race. Talented driver, good equipment. See how it works out for him here in the El Dorado Fireworks 500. Sam Berry qualified second in class. More from Sam a little later on as we move in closer toward the green flag. Take a look at the open truck class. Now, there are 3 entries in this class. That's Chad Hall in the Big O Tires entry. He qualified third in the open truck category. James Horvath qualified second in open trucks, just over 6.5 minutes. But despite those impressive times, as expected, the fastest truck on the grounds was the Monster Energy entry, driven by Josh Daniels. And at the Monster VIP party that evening, it was truck owner Cameron Steele who announced the final results.
And then the winner was Josh Daniel. Where's he at? This guy, 6:14.2, so about a second and a half. That's Josh Daniel.
And congratulations to Josh. Now, this was quite an event, the Monster Energy Party.
And this is where all the fun is, let me tell you. This is a great party. You know, all the sponsors come. Monster loves it. Fans love it. Fantastic time.
Yeah, he's ready, and so is everybody else. Qualifying was over. Still not time to race yet, so this was a time to relax, unwind, meet some people, sign some autographs, and for the newer fans of the sport, a chance to see the other side of this intensely competitive form of racing that the High Desert Racing Association brings to town. So a lot of fun for everybody at night, and then the next day, well, it was time to get back to some serious business. It was time for contingency, and this basically is a tech inspection and meet and greet the fans kind of thing.
You know, it's one of the favorite parts of the race, as far as I'm concerned, because the kids come out, the mom, the dad, the pop, they get a chance to look at the race cars, touch them, feel them, see what these things are all about. Look at the little girl.
You'll see more picture taking here than any other time during the whole weekend.
Well, they get right up next to the race cars. There's nothing like it.
And, of course, the Monster Energy Drink girls were a huge hit, as they were all weekend. But this is where the fans get right up. They get to talk to the drivers. They get to see what's inside the truck. A lot of picture taking, getting the decals on, getting all set to go racing. But the highlight of the day was the stunt riding of the Monster Energy Freestyle Motocross team. Now, I thought you guys were nuts. These guys are nuts.
They are nuts. You wouldn't get me doing that for all the rice in China, Bill, I tell you. But they were spectacular. Fun to watch. I can't believe it.
And some of those riders will be taking part in the wide open class, and that class has a ringer, rally champion Andrew Comrade Picard.
For me, off-road is this incredible new challenge. You know, it's so psychologically challenging. It's so physically challenging on the body. The cars have to go through so much. They have to be so well engineered that it's a whole new adventure for me, and I'm loving it. The track really is going to favor the wide open cars. I was talking to Roger last night, who runs the hole up there, and there's a lot of people who think that the wide open cars could actually win overall.
Well, we're about to find out. The adventure in Reno about to take the green flag in the El Dorado Fireworks 500.
Each year, we put thousands of adventure seekers behind the wheel of our off-road race cars. With our roots in northern Baja and the natural expansion to Cabo San Lucas, Wide Open is proud to announce our newest location, Reno, Nevada, making this incredible experience available in the United States. Book your adventure today. Call 949-635-2292 or visit wideopenreno.com.
North Shore. Well, we really are off-road racing here. Some of the wildlife in the Sierra Nevada mountains. As we get ready for the El Dorado Fireworks 500. Drivers getting ready, teams getting ready. This is when the anticipation really begins to build.
It really does. Right now's the time to get serious. You know, they've got a big day ahead of them, a lot of challenges. Tricky course. I'm telling you, it's going to be we're going to see a lot of flats, I'm afraid, here, Bill. There's just lots and lots of rocks out here.
And this is an important team meeting for the Monster Energy guys.
It really is. These guys really haven't off-road raced before, so they got to build their strategy. What do we get ourselves into here, boys?
It's a whole new experience for these drivers. They'll be competing this afternoon in the El Dorado Fireworks 500. And now it's time to meet the third member of our crew. Let's go down to the pits to George Antill.
Hey, we're here with TJ Flores on my left, and Josh Daniels, the #1 qualifier with Cameron Steele. Hey, you know, Josh, we want to ask you, you're the first truck off the line. What's it like? What do you have to do to make sure that you keep this thing out front?
Well, it's obviously a huge advantage for the dust, so it's just going to be picking our way through the rocks and stuff. TJ's, you know, I've raced against him for years, and we're buddies, and he wouldn't do anything this weekend, so he decided to come on out and hang out with me and co-drive with me and stuff, and I think that between the two of us, we can make some smart decisions and just set the correct pace. You know, we're going to be the ones setting the pace of the race. So if the guys are pushing, you know, if they catch us, they're going too fast. They're going to knock our arm off or flat tire or something because, in my opinion and TJ's opinion and all our consensus on our team is that you gotta just keep it kind of mellow to get this thing around.
And it never hurts to carry a good luck charm. The car that won Class 1 last time out gets a new passenger. Let's talk to the driver.
We're here with Cash Veshels getting ready to drive. You're going to start the race today, Cash.
I'm going to start the race. That wasn't the original plan, but Cam kind of made a last-minute change last night. He got a little sick, so he wants to finish the race instead. So I'm going to jump in here and go probably definitely two, maybe 3 laps. And then Will Hickman will jump in and run a couple laps, and then Cam will finish.
Now here's a contender new to the HDRA ranks, number 149, Sam Berry. He has had a lot of success racing in the desert.
Sam Berry, man, you got a lot of wins under your belt. You're in your hometown of Reno. What do you think about the 500-mile race today?
It's going to be a tough one. The heat's going to get us. A lot of rocks. Today's going to be a survival day. I think anybody that just has a nice, smooth, steady day, it's not going to be a get out there and do it fast. I think you're going to have to pay attention. You're going to have to get to the finish line. I don't know how many cars are entered, but we're all sitting around talking and saying, you know, if there's 100 cars, be lucky to get 20, 25 of them finished. So we all have to stop and think. When we put that helmet on, we usually throw our brains down on the ground someplace, but it's going to take a little bit of that. Yeah, it's rough. It's technical. Love the technical part of it. So, you know, we're just going to go out there and see what we can do and see if we can get it to the finish line first.
Well, we're just east of Reno, Nevada, and I was going to have you take us for a lap on this course, but it's 80 miles long, so let me just tell us about it.
Well, Bill, as you can see, as we're zoomed in here, that's a qualifying area, and that's a spectator area. But as we get bigger, we zoom out. You can see there's lots of areas through here that's going to have some altitude changes, going to have some straightaways. It's going to have, again, I keep talking about rocks, as you can see, but a lot of variety and a lot of fun. You know, we get over here by Virginia City later on in the race course, and but we're going to have jumps, everything that you need in a good off-road race.
And you're going to have to be patient out there.
And you're going to be patient. These guys talk about patience. Let me tell you, that's going to be one of the most important things they're going to have to do, because it's just going to be tough to pass.
And you're going to see some of these dust devils out there as well. Let's meet the man who cut this course out of the mountains and desert.
This track, I think, is one of the toughest I've ever seen in my life. I've been out here for 42 days straight, building this track, cutting all the road courses in, the plateau up on top where we have all the entertainment going on. It's been a challenge, but it's been fun. We got it done and had a good turnout for the race.
Well, that's true. There is a big turnout, and we talk about the big bucks. Well, the El Dorado has added $25,000 to the kitty in bonus money, and Monster Energy has kicked in another 10 grand. So there's a huge purse and a huge field here east of Reno, Nevada for the El Dorado Fireworks 500, and you can see everybody is lined up and getting ready to go. 80-mile course. That's a huge challenge. Josh Daniels in the number 16, ready for the green flag.
And Rod Hall, my old buddy Rod Hall, giving the green flag there. He's the Grand Marshal today, Bill.
We have our first competitor on the course.
This always feels good to be the first car on the road. No dust. You're setting the pace. I love it. When I was racing, I could be right out front and set the pace.
And if you're behind him, you're hoping for a lot of wind today, right? To blow that dust away.
Absolutely. As you can see, the dust is just barely blowing. They need some wind, because it's going to be extremely tough to pass here. That's going to be the key. We're going to see a lot of issues, I'm afraid, later on as the race progresses with this dust, especially being a narrow track like this.
Now, this is a truck to watch, the 107 with Mike Mitchell at the wheel. And that gives you a feeling right there of how rough it's going to be, and this is just getting going.
And he just off the start line, he's already in the dust because it's not blowing away. You've got to have a little bit of breeze. Motor sounds good.
Sam Berry takes the green flag. He's in number 149. Heard from Sam just a few minutes ago. You have to practice what you preach here, and we're going to talk about this all day, Ivan. Patience on this course.
Well, it really is. You know, you have to be patient. You know, this is a brand new course. The guys haven't been out here ever before. This is the first time raced here, so you have to be patient.
Josh Daniels, our leader, and we're just getting started in Reno.
1000, you will find a wide-open country, deliciously sunny, rugged and untamed. Breathtaking sandy beaches hold together a spectacular mix of desert, mountains and canyons. Here, any yearning for an untapped freedom becomes a remarkable reality as you combine the adrenaline-pumping joy of high-performance off-road driving with the spectacular disclosing discovery of the unspoiled beauty of the mystical Baja Peninsula. Get behind the wheel today. Go to wideopenbaja.com.
To be Ironman Stewart just outside of Reno for the Fireworks 500, and that gives you an idea of how large this course is. Dust everywhere. And this is a no passing zone, right?
This is a no passing. You know, I keep talking about this race course being difficult. Now, you can't go off the course here. For example, if you slide off the course, you're going to be down there. It's going to be hard to get back on. Plus the obstacles, the rocks. There's just lots of penalty markers out here, Bill.
You saw Josh Daniels. This is Mike Mitchell in the 107. On board with him, and let's listen to their conversation.
About a 30, yeah. 30 with a decent radius.
So he's explaining the angle of the turns?
That's right. Basically, it's kind of a rally term, and how the rally drivers races. They'll set it up. It could be whatever dialogue you want. A 30 is a, you know, say a third gear sweeping corner. It's a good radius. There's nothing in the middle of the corner. There's nothing to go off. There's no obstacles in there, so slide on through that corner. It's just a dialogue between the driver and the co-driver. That's what's great about having a co-driver, even in off-road racing, especially rallying, but they're using it more and more in off-road racing.
Did you used to use a number system?
Well, I didn't have co-drivers, the Ironman, right? So we did everything by myself. I had to remember it. But these guys, with the GPS, yeah, they can set up some really cool ways to get the dialogue going so you understand as a driver how fast to go through a corner or over a jump.
How has the GPS changed this competition?
Oh, unbelievably. You know, you can pass now, you can run in the dust because you know there's nothing out there. Hopefully, you never know about horses or cattle or a lot of things that can jump out in front of you. But GPS has been a tremendous difference in off-road racing. The other one, Bill, is the fact you guys don't ever get lost. In Mexico, I mean, that was the whole deal, just getting through the course without getting lost.
Let's go on board with Tony Murray. this is what you talked about. If you get off the course, it's not easy to get back on.
Yeah, you heard earlier the guy said, now give me some medium brake. He went a little bit too far. Now he's off the course. He's got to get on. But the other biggest thing, now you break the race car trying to get back on the race course.
That's John Hara. He's had an off-course excursion as well. Currently 5th in class and 8th overall. Now, some of these guys did pre-run a portion of this course, but not everybody gets that opportunity. So
not everybody's got the time to do it, Bill. And the other is, do you remember, did you mark it on your GPS, these hazard spots? Obviously, that spot right there where the guy went off the road, he knew it was there, but he just went a little bit too fast. You just got to be patient again, go back to patience again.
And you've never seen the course.
If you've never seen the course, now you really got to be patient. Or if you get in a position where you don't remember where you're at, you get lost in the course, I'm not sure where I'm at. You have to slow down and get your bearings back again.
That's Cash Vessels co-driving this weekend with Cam Theriot. Cam won in Plaster City in a Class 1 vehicle. This weekend he's driving a wide-open car that's been converted so it can compete in Class 1. That's Tracy Graff. He's a Canadian competing this weekend, driving car 150. And in 159, Robert Lemaster, currently 11th in class and 14th overall in the Fireworks 500. You can see how they have to weave their way through this 80-mile course. Now take a look at Class 10. Alan Lindsay in the 1096 is the current class leader.
Now, these are limited CC cars, Bill, and the reason those guys like these cars and feel they could do overall is because they've got a great big transmission, small motors, so they're not really quick, but they're not hard on the cars. So they're not as wide. That's the biggest thing with these great big buggies that they have, and the big trucks. They're out there clipping those rocks. So these guys feel they got an advantage with these small cars.
Now, this looks like a wider portion of the course here.
That's really wide compared to a lot of the course. So, yeah, that's a wide section.
Then you have these tight turns just as well that you really have to take your time to negotiate.
And what I'm saying is not so much the fact that it's a narrow corner, but these penalty markers out of these boulders, you cannot hit those. If you're out in the desert and it's just a wide open desert, you can go out there and go through the pucker bush and you're back on the course again. Here you get, boy, you pay a big penalty. The other is the biggest thing with the truck is you can't straddle those great big rocks if you got a differential.
Take a look at Class 12, where the 1201 of Todd Stemmerman is the current class leader, and he's running a foot cam, Ivan. Let's take a look at that.
Now, Bill, this is going to be interesting because in off-road racing, you never know what's over the corner, over the rise, rather around the corner, could rock and roll out in front of you. You can't remember all these ditches, so a lot of times you'll see a guy go for the brake, and he really didn't need to. Not like in road racing, where you have a braking point and a shifting point. So a lot of your time is spent on that brake when you really don't need it, and then sometimes you're the other way around.
And again, this goes back to the fact that you've never seen this course before.
That's right. Not only the fact that you've never seen it, but you don't know what horse is going to jump out in front of you or what rock can roll out in front of you. So there's a tremendous amount of reading the terrain and using that brake, and a lot of times you don't really need to. You'll see him right here. He'll move his foot, but he really didn't need to. See, right there was a perfect example. He got it over and went right back again. Just touch it. See, he went back. That's off-road racing. My right leg was always the sorest of any part of my body in an off-road race, especially after 1,000 miles or 500 miles. You use that brake much more than you think you ever need to.
I really love that camera. It shows you how hard the driver has to work. Hey, this is Dave Matsui. He is competing. He is from Japan. He's currently 2nd in class, driving the 1266. Now here's Class 1-2 1600. Kevin Graves is currently 1st in class, and there are some of those rocks for you, Ivan.
Well, I'm telling you, those will definitely give you a flat tire.
There you see Lucas Knecht, currently 2nd in class. Now this is Vince Viola, and he wants by.
Hear the horn. Please get out of the way. He does.
Man, you can barely see.
That's right. That's the hazards. One-lane roads and no wind. The wind hasn't picked up yet, but we're halfway through the race here and we still don't have a wind.
Now take a look at the wide open category. This is Andre Villa. He was born in Norway, lives in Spain. 4 buggies in this category. Wide open is a very interesting category.
It really is. These buggies, you can rent these. It's a rent-a-ride. Come in, rent the race car. The team is set up. You've got your pitch. You've got your gas guys. You've got everything. Turn the key, go racing. When you get done, you turn it in and go home. Fantastic concept.
Now, do you have to have some kind of experience to get in there?
They take you out and give you some training, but you really don't need an off-road racing. You really need to have an off-road license. You go out, you get your experience, and go racing.
I might have to look into that. Here we are in Class 9.
We'll get you out there, Bill.
Okay, that's Steve Lang. He's the current class leader. And And now Class 13, Jason Taylor, the current class leader. And he must feel very lucky. His number, 13-13, racing through the desert. And here's Class 15. Tom Flattery is the current class leader, driving the 1504. And that's got a unique look to it.
It really does. Got a nice V8 motor. Looks like fun.
Kicking up the dust in the desert. Now in Class 5, 1600. James Crawford is the current class leader.
Again, limited CC, buggy, been around for a long time.
Now in this class, why would you want to race 12 hours in this thing?
You know, Bill, believe it or not, it's fun. It's challenging. It's relatively, you know, safe. I wouldn't want to particularly, but a lot of guys love them.
Now in Class 3000, we have trouble. The class leader was Mike Meacham. He has flipped, and this is really disappointing for several reasons, one of which Mike is here on vacation from his job where he works on an oil rig off the coast of Brazil. And his bad luck gives Eric Reynolds the class lead. Now let's ride along and listen in with Mike Mitchell in the 107. Now look, they've stopped here just trying to negotiate a very tight hairpin turn. Now they're back underway. Let's listen in.
That one hard front end hit broke something. It didn't even seem like it was that hard. No, it didn't. But it's been ever since that. Yeah. Do you have radio contact with him? 7 race to 107 pit. Go ahead, 107. What do you want me to tell him? See if they can get the shocks off Cam's car. I want to get the shocks off Cam's car. We got some front-end suspension issues.
Bill, what they're talking about here, they got some front-end damage. They think they do. They're communicating with their pits, trying to get them to go next door to Cam Theriot, saying, hey, take your shocks off, maybe we meet them.
So they're on an 80-mile course in the desert with front-end issues.
You got it, Bill.
Sounds like fun. Truck classes when we continue from Reno. This is On Board with James Horvath. He currently runs second in open trucks.
That's a great uphill shot, but you got to watch when he gets off the side there. That's what you're looking for, Bill. Don't want to do that.
And you're talking just a little bit off.
Oh, just I'm talking about 5 or 6 or 8 inches. Someone's going to grab me out there.
Now tell me about these small rocks with the jagged edges, and you're looking for sidewall damage to it.
That's exactly right. You know, as I watch the race courses, different parts of the world that I've raced in, is these type of rocks here are like volcanic rock, and they're sharp on the edges, and those will cut the sidewall. So you got to really watch those.
So if you see one, you try and avoid it, but how do you hit it if you can't avoid it?
If you're going to hit it, slow down as quick as you can and hit it with the front part of the tire. Good passer. That was a good passing lane right there. On the right, there was 2 ways to go there. And I'd like to see Roger Norman later on when he starts doing more racing out here. And I'll guarantee you we're going to do more racing. There's developed more passing areas where it's easier for these guys to get around other guys opposed to have to follow them for miles and miles.
So you're going to build that alongside the track?
Absolutely. Make it 2 lanes. Make it wide. Maybe make it 30 feet wide so maybe even 3 trucks can pass in there. So anyway, those are things they can develop on these race courses as we move along.
Take a look at the action in the heavy metal. This is John Mariah, the current class leader, driving the 863. Monty Tibbetts has the 855, second in class. And you can see these guys weaving their way through this very tight 80-mile desert course with really no margin for error.
And the other thing this does is it really weighs on you as far as tiring you because you just can't relax. If you think about it, a wide freeway, you can kind of relax and drive down the road. If you're driving in traffic, or if you've got penalty markers all over like these guys are, going as quick as you can, it really wears on you mentally and physically.
Now, it's a hot day, and this is a very long race for some of these classes, maybe as long as 12 hours.
No dust. Look at the dust. It's still hanging now. So you want that dust to blow away. You get caught back here trying to pass this blue truck, you're going to be driving there a long time. It's like driving the heaviest fog you've ever seen in your life, and that is mentally and physically wearing.
Gary Dixon is the class leader in Class 7, and Josh Quintero runs in second. Josh won at Plaster City earlier this year. And this is Robbie Woolworth, currently third in Class 7. Brandon Arthur, the leader in Class 14.
Now, Bill, this is a guy I think has got a tremendous future ahead of him in off-road racing. Quick, he's smart, he's young, he's aggressive. Lots of future.
He's only 16 years old.
Only 16 years old, you're right.
Out there getting a lot of experience. It's Chris Eisenhower in the 1454, currently third in class. And in 1405, Nick Eisenhower. He runs runs 4th in class. This is a good competitive class right here, too.
It really is. These guys they're serious about this. Very competitive.
Here's Class 2000, where Chris Ramey is the current class leader. Tell me a little bit about these trucks.
Limited CCs, limited horsepower. A lot of times they have limited wheel travel even. Great competitive class, though.
Now, there's the truck of Brandon Arthur. We talked about him just a few moments ago. He's just 16 years old, getting a lot of experience, and doesn't really worry about the age of his competitors.
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't really worry about their age. I go out there and do my own thing. I go out, do what I know how to do, keep my truck together, and go for the finish.
Now on board with Brandon.
Memories, it drops a little bit. Should be fine. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow way down, way down, way down, way down, way down, way down, way down. Somebody obviously got hurt.
And I think we can show you what happened. This is on board with Rick Hara. Through the dust.
He's in the dust, hard to see, and right there. He hit hard. That looked like that was a hard hit, and that did some damage somewhere.
And that's the hood of the truck that is flipped up against our camera. And you can see the ambulance arriving now. We understand Rick has been injured and will be transported to a hospital. We'll get more information on that as we continue. Meanwhile, back in the pits, the shock change from Mike Mitchell. He talked about it. The guys are doing it. More from Reno coming up. Hours.
Boy, this is fantastic. How often do you see a desert race and we have this kind of action going?
This is the Monster Energy Party Pavilion. Now, this was a must-see, must-stop location.
This was fantastic. I tell you, I went in here and there was everything to look at and everything to drink. The music wasn't my cup of tea, but it sure was fun, other than the music.
Well, everybody had a great time. And then right outside,
well, this is a great area we was talking about up on the Mesa. You can see all of the practice and all the pre-running and all the qualifying, and it was fantastic.
and you can see part of the course while they're racing today.
Absolutely. It's got so much potential. I'm so excited about the potential of this particular location.
And even if you couldn't get into the Monster Party Pavilion, there are plenty of good locations where you can watch the race.
Oh, all over the place, yeah. And like I say, it's got so many places they can even build on, you know. I'm so excited about it.
I saw some of your rocks there, too.
Yeah.
You want to watch out for those, right?
I'm watching for them right here.
Josh Daniels, the leader, charging across the desert floor. Now this is on board with Mike Mitchell after the pit stop.
You got a hard 90 followed by a hard 90.
Two 90-degree turns coming up. Now here's a surprise. The 8006 back racing with Evan Vaughn now at the wheel, subbing for the injured Rick Hara. And now we've got a monster traffic jam here, and we're hearing that the trucks have actually reached a portion of the course where they can't get up the next hill.
Well, that's not really uncommon. I mean, you get to an area with a hairpin, a guy can't get up the hill in a slower class, so they're all jammed up. And what will happen eventually, they'll start helping each other. They don't want to now. Keep in mind, if they want to get up the hill and leave everybody else behind them, that's just their benefit.
What are we going to do?
Everybody's stuck, but trying to decide whether we can get around any of it.
We can't.
Todd Stemmerman thinks he can. Watch this.
Go, go, go. I hit his tire. You ain't gonna get it, kid.
Couldn't make it.
3,000 RPM.
Here's Keith Minix trying to find his way around the jam up.
Oh, thank God. That's a good feeling right there.
Good feeling to be back on track.
Well, it really is. A lot of people don't realize this is the time to really be patient because you can do a lot of damage to your car. You can break a wheel, fall off the road, tear the transmission up. You know, don't end the race right here. Let's get up the hill, and then we go on racing again. That's what these guys are doing. The four-wheel drive Jeep, they're pulling the truck up the hill, and they're on their way in a minute.
Now Brandon Arthur trying to get back on course. Looks like they made it.
They're happy about something. They must have got up the hill.
So the 16-year-old was patient, and his patience paid off. But not everybody was patient. There you can see some of the damage to the tire. This has taken its toll on our early leader. They are out of the race and done for today in the 500.
We broke the tranny, and we were here to win or go home, so it wasn't worth us changing the tranny and wasting the prep on the truck and everything else to go just run around and not get first.
It's really disappointing.
It really is, but I can certainly understand. They'll be back next year.
They're not running for points, not running for the championship, just doing it as a one-off kind of thing.
That's right, to have fun, to check the course out.
Speaking of fun, meet Monster Energy athlete stunt rider Jason Britton, scheduled for a drive later today in the second-place O2 car.
For guys like us, that's a big challenge, and we always like to step up to the plate. So it's good to be invited by Monster. Wide Open's letting us get in their cars, and HDRA is putting on the event. So it's guaranteed it's going to be a great time. You guys are going to be in for some huge excitement.
And so is he, right?
I'll guarantee it.
Third in Wide Open, the 04, that's Andre Comray Picard. Having a good run here in the Fireworks 500. And our overall leader is now the 149 of Sam Berry. Remember, we heard from Sam earlier in the show. He was the one that preached patience, and it's working out for him so far. Having a good run. He's the overall leader in the 500. And there is a great battle for second overall. The 107 of Mike Mitchell trying to chase down the 61 of Chad Hall.
Okay, they see us. Okay. Is it? Yeah. Okay, he doesn't want any trouble. No, I ain't giving him nothing. He knows we're here. Careful, Mike. There we go. Hey, guys. Left, 90. Now, no flat. Take it easy.
Wow, yeah, take it easy. Look at him come down that hill. The passing doesn't always work out that easily, does it?
No, it doesn't, but that was a good pass. That was fantastic.
Lots more action from Reno. Coming up. Reno, and as the day gets longer, patience gets shorter. Now let's start off with the story here about horsepower. This kind of horsepower. Look at this.
It is fantastic. One of the form of racing we have where horses are part of the equation.
And you can hear them on the horn and the siren going. That scares the horses off so they stay safe.
That's right. You know, we're talking about passing. What a great pace to pass. That was a wide spot. Well, this is a narrow spot. Well, I'll tell you what, the pass there is kind of tough, but that was a good pass. Clean.
Now, is there a gentleman's agreement when it comes to passing, Ivan?
Well, there is. You know, typically the slower cars, the slower classes will let the bigger cars go by. Like this is a good example. We get a fast truck and a smaller class buggy. You know, you honk, the guy don't hear you, bump it a little bit. Just like that, guy pulls over and away you go. But you don't have to. You know, it can be very frustrating to be trying to pass somebody and won't let you go by. But he doesn't have to because he's trying to do his own race. Maybe you don't know you're back there. Maybe he's trying to get up a hill. Good passing. Maybe there's no place to pass.
Like here.
Well, this is another great example. Luckily, it's wide enough here. The guy can get around, but you know, here's something else that happens. He got hung up on the rocks. The guy in the white car got through, which is good. It was clean. The passing is tough.
Now, here are some other examples of how to pass.
That was a nice gentle bump right there. I mean, that was a little bump. Now, there's a bump and a ram. Now, you can ram a guy and you're going to tear his back bumper up and your front bumper up and everybody gets mad about it. That was a little bit of a hard bump there. At least the guy knows he's there now.
And the pass is completed.
And the pass was completed. A little bump. That was good.
So you're just sending the message.
You're sending a message, but just passing cars is very difficult because you never know what's in front of the guy you're passing. And he may have to stop for a boulder. Now you're ramming by accident. You know, maybe so much dust he can't see. So it's a very touchy. You know, I mean, I've been on both ends of passing and being passed, and it's hard to do without making somebody mad.
Now, there is a developing story. Contact has put our race leader, Sam Berry, out of competition. And we can show you what happened between him and the lap truck of Brandon Arthur.
I need to go to the far right.
They're stopped here because there are trucks stopped in their path. They have to get those vehicles out of their way, and then they can continue climbing. But while they were stopped, Sam Berry's buggy was closing in on them at a rapid rate, and now Berry is right on the rear bumper of this truck. This truck is a lap down. Berry is the race leader. He wants by, and watch what happens right about now.
Oh! To the left. I can't pull over right here. What's that? I can't pull over. Just pull over whenever you can.
So he's looking for a spot to pull over.
Whenever you can. I didn't even hear him, did you? Dude!
Well, Sam really wants by here.
Yeah, but Sam has to be patient. These guys can't stop. It's too steep. They'd never get going again. I wouldn't stop either if I was Brandon.
Now they're slowing down.
He's stuck. Did he get stuck? Yeah, he's stuck. Dude, what were we supposed to do? We're on a hill.
So when they did pull over, Sam got stuck, tried to get out of it, damaged his transmission. He's out of the race. He was not patient.
You know, and he should have been patient. He's the guy that told us right at the beginning of the race, patience is going to pay off. And, you know, I can say that Sam screwed up in this deal.
You know, Ivan, we talk about how hard the drivers and co-drivers work, but the real heroes in this thing, these guys that do the work in the pits. It's hot out there. All this stuff is hot on the vehicle. You have to get a lot of work done in a short amount of time. Let's check in with George in the pits.
Hey guys, we're down here with the 118. They're changing an inside CV boot right now on the 118. Cam Therrett and Cash Vessel's having some boot problem. You can see right there, they're going to change the inner boot.
Thanks, George. Not easy to do.
It isn't easy to do. You're out in the middle of the desert. It's hot. There's no place to put a creeper. You know, you burn your fingers. It's tough.
And while the crew works, Cash has some instructions for his relief driving.
Sometimes you just got to drag the clutch, feather the clutch, and keep the RPMs as high as you can. Because that thing goes down to like 38,000 RPM and you lose everything. And you'll get stuck on there.
Now let's check in with Brian Busby. He's in the 8006 pits.
As we do this, you can see right here, we have these bead blocks. What we do is on these bead blocks, one side is secured down by this ring. So we take all these nuts and bolts out, and what happens is, it comes loose on one side. But on a traditional tire, on the back side, you get tire pressure that pushes up on the back and actually seats the bead. So when you look over at the guys over here, seeing that we don't have a tire changing machine, we actually have to use the trucks, sledgehammers, pry bars, anything else that we got, actually try to make it happen.
So whatever you can find. The 04 returns to the course after its pit stop, and George has a special guest in the pits.
Andrew, you just got out, man. X Games guy, rally champion. What do you think, man?
I feel like I just got out of a prize fight with Mike Tyson, and he's like a little better than me. Compared to any other racing I've done before, it's much tougher. It beats the hell out of you. You know, you're winded a lot of the time when you're hitting bumps, and all the time you have to concentrate. Don't go off the edge of the cliff past that guy. Don't get passed by that guy. I'll tell you what, it is a ride out there. And we had some troubles, you know. We broke a couple of times. We fixed it on the fly. The wide open crew's been awesome chasing us down. We didn't have any flat tires on the BFG, so that's good. We did lose some time to mechanical breakdowns, but the point is, we fixed it and we're still running, and lots of guys we passed on the side of the trail aren't still running. So as far as I'm concerned, we're kind of winning because we're ahead of those guys.
The sun slipping behind the mountains as we enter the closing stages of the El Dorado Fireworks 500. Back at the Fireworks 500, damaged goods. Fitting name for a race truck that is called it a day. Now, getting late in the race here, let's go through all our class leaders, starting with the 107. That's Mike Mitchell. You've been able to ride along with him today. James Horvath is the open truck class leader, driving truck number 50. Look at that view. Just spectacular here, just east of Reno, Nevada.
Well, that's just one of the spectacular views in this area. This is a fantastic place to race.
No time for the drivers to take in the view, though. This is Greg Parker. He's the Class 10 leader, driving the 1022. And Rob Archibald has the lead in Class 1-2 1600. He's driving the 1606 and having a fun day in the desert. Todd Stemmerman, we've been on board with him earlier in this race, the Class 12 leader in 1201. And Monty Tibbetts has the lead in heavy metal. He's the class leader in 855. And he has really had a strong run here this afternoon in the Fireworks 500. Josh Quintero is the Class 7 leader, driving 7248. And remember Evan Vaughn in the 8006? He's subbing for the injured Rick Hara. And he's getting some encouragement from Brian Busby.
Brian, that's your driver. He's in the lead. Quite a story, man.
Oh, let me tell you, hey, today we've had quite a little bit of setbacks. This first lap this morning, we went out about mile 20, went over a little gully over there, G'd out, and our driver owner, actually Rick Hara, ended up shattering a vertebrae in his back. So he's downtown in a hospital. They did a CAT scan on him. They're gonna have some surgery done on him, stuff like that. But we had about an hour downtime there. Then we had a bottleneck over mile 37 that kind of stopped about 35 to 40 of us. So we had another hour downtime over there. But the cool thing is that we've caught up. Our driver, Evan Vaughn, is doing an awesome job like that. He's actually got back into first place. We're doing this for Rick Hara.
And we send our best to Rick. Now there is the class leader in wide open, the 03, and driver Andre Villa, a Monster Energy motocross rider, just gave up the seat.
Andre, the monster freestyle motocross guy, never raced in an off-road car. What was it like, man?
You know, it's a new experience. It was way rougher than I thought, and it was way longer than I thought, you know. We got stuck up there in the hill together with the other guys, so the whole thing were like 4 or 5 hours. So, you know, the biggest difference is that we are running over a longer time, and we have to maintain our mental focus over a longer time. But that mental focus we do have, so that's why we're good at it. And I come from dirt bikes, so I'm used to dirt and traction, and yeah, trying to stay consistent.
Hey, look at that. Checkered flag in the air for our overall winner, Mike Mitchell. Much more from Reno coming up. Brought to you by Wide Open Excursions, high-performance off-road driving adventures. Visit wideopenbaja.com. Monster Energy, unleash the beast. Visit monsterenergy.com. Reno Tahoe USA, find your passion in Reno Tahoe. Visit renotahoe.com. And by Crystal Bay Casino, best live music and fine dining on Lake Tahoe's North Shore. Well, the crew members and the fans cheering our race winner. Let's go down and check in with George.
Mike Mitchell, a long day out there. You started second behind Cameron Steele. You led for pretty much most of the end of the race. What was it like, man? 500 miles.
Well, I think this race should be called the Bone Crusher 500. Baja ain't got nothing on this course. This is a tough course. It is absolutely unbelievable. We pre-ran on motorcycles, and that was painful. And then in the car, it was a little better, but I mean, it is amazingly rough course. You just had to be patient, pick your lines, be careful passing. I mean, it's just amazingly tough course.
Well, congratulations, Mike. You and your team did a fantastic job. Here are the Class 1 finishers. Mike Mitchell getting the win. Clayton Scudder coming home in second place. Champagne for the winners. Congratulations to them all. And now here's James Horvath. He finishes second overall and first in open truck. Here are the truck class winners for today. And if you look down there in Class 8, you see Rick Hara, but also a pat on the back to Evan Vaughn, who did the relief driving after Rick was hurt. Back to George.
Hey, we're here with James Horvath from Canada. Man, what an awesome job, James. You got third overall, first truck.
Awesome, man. Happy to be here. It was a really tough race out there. BFG tires definitely earned it today. We puked an alternator on the second lap, and we piled up the rear end, and we've been limping it in since pit B. We're super happy to be here. What a tough course.
Doesn't really look happy, but I'm sure he is, as are all these guys, because this was a really tough course.
It was, but you know, I'm so excited about this race. As you can tell, it's got so much potential. You wait till next year and the year after, this race is going to grow like you cannot believe.
It's just going to get bigger and better.
It really will. They'll learn from it and just keep going.
Big payouts, lots of trophies to be handed out. This course had just about everything a competitor could want. It was challenging. You had to really have your navigation down, and you had to watch out for those rocks.
There was everything. I mean, that's why I say there's so much potential here with the beauty of the terrain, the mountains, the valleys, everything. It's got everything you want in off-road racing.
And the next time you and I see each other, we'll be in Laughlin, Nevada, the second week of November, right?
Absolutely. That's a great place to off-road race. I've done a lot of racing there, and I can't wait to get there.
You going to race for us that weekend?
I doubt that, but I'll be there for sure.
Look forward to seeing you.
All right.
Enjoyed it.
I did too, bro.
So our congratulations to Mike Mitchell and his team, the overall winner in the El Dorado Fireworks 500. For Ivan the Ironman Stewart, George Antel, and all of our crew around the course and in the truck, I'm Bill Weber. Thanks for having us in for the race, and so long from Reno.